Good morning everyone. In this video, I will explain chapter number 8, Database and DBMS and Introduction. So first topic is database. A database is a collection of data organized in a manner that allows access, retrieval and use of that data. It means a database is a collection of data about a person, product or anything that is managed or organized in such a way that we can easily perform various operations like inserting or adding the new data, deleting the data, updating or changing the data, and retrieving and using that data. So before the concept of database, the data was recorded or stored on a paper, and these papers are stored in a filing cabinet. But nowadays, database software, which are also called database management system DBMS, they allow us to create a computerized database. Means they allow us to create a database on the computer and we can easily add or change and delete the data. We can sort and retrieve the data. Sort means arrange the data in a particular order. And we can also create forms and report using the data in the database. Next point is, whenever we are creating any method for storing or organizing or managing the information or data, we are creating a database. Next is, in most of the database software package, a database consists of collections of tables organized in rows and columns. It means most of the DBMS or database software, they store or manage the information in the collections of table, and we know that table organize the information in the form of rows and columns. A row in a table is called a record. For example, this is a table and horizontal lines in a table represent rows, and rows in a tables are also called record. And record represent a information about a particular person, product or event. Next is, a column in a table is called a field and contain a specific piece of information within a record. So, vertical lines represent columns, and columns in a tables are also known as a fields. So, fields contain the particular piece of information about within a given record. For example, this one column represent the roll number information, and this column represent the name information within a record. This column represent the class information within a record. Next topic is relational database. So most of the today's database systems are relational database management system, RDBMS. Underline the full form of RDBMS, that is relational database management system. Relational databases stores the information or data in the form of tables, and these tables consist of rows and columns. Relational databases stores the data and it also stores the data relationships. In relational database, tables are also known as a relations, and in a RDBMS, each table must have a unique or different name. So next they have given one example. Suppose there are two tables. One table is customer table and second table is orders table. So customer table store the contact information or information related to different customers, and in a customer table there is one column or field, that is the ID, and like in a student table there is one column roll number, and each student has a unique or different roll number. Similarly, in customer table, each customer has a unique or different customer ID. This ID is also used in orders table. There are 3 columns in orders table, suppose, and first row specifies that the customer with ID C1 order which product, and then the quantity of the product. Next topic is tables in database. So tables are the basis of any database because database store the information in a multiple tables. So a table structure defines the field or columns and their properties. Property means what type of data we can store in a particular column, whether for example in a roll number we can store the numeric data, and in a name we can store the alphabetical data, and It specifies that how the data should be entered in the table. Next is we can create a table by using either the templates or either we can create new tables. But before creating the table, we should think that what type of data we want to store in the table. Like whether we want to store the customer contact information or a product inventory or the personal records. Next is in each table there must be at least one field or column that should be unique. Means the value inside a particular column or field must be unique. For example, in a customer table, there may be a possibility that two customers may have the same name, but their customer ID is different. And this customer ID help us to differentiate the different records. Similarly, in a student table, there may be a possibility that in one section there are 2 or 3 students with the same name, but their roll number help us to differentiate the different students. Okay. Next topic is Microsoft Access. So Microsoft Access or MS Access is a relational database management system that manage or process the data in the form of tables, and a specific or particular piece of information in a table is known as a value. For example, this is a table. Then the particular piece of information in a table is known as a value. These are values. And each value is located at the intersection of row and column. Next is when we save a database in MS Access, it is saved with .accdb extension. In older version of Access, it uses the .mdb extension, but in 2007, Microsoft started using the extension .accdb. Next topic is components of MS Access. First point is tables, records and fields. So, in MS Access, a database consists of collection of multiple tables, and table organize the information in the form of rows and columns. As I already told you, a row in a table is also called record, and record represent the information about a particular person, product or event, and columns in a tables are also known as a field. Next point is datasheet and forms. So each table appear as a spreadsheet grid and which is called datasheet, and we can type the data directly into a datasheet by using keyboard. Next is the forms. Forms are used to collect the information from a person, and these are like dialog boxes. And forms make the data entry more easier and more convenient. Next point is filter and queries. So in MS Access, we can filter a table to show only particular or certain records and fields. Means by using a filter table, we can show a particular rows and columns. Then is a query. Query is like a saved filter. Queries help us to combine the data from multiple related tables. Next point is reports. Reports present or display the data from tables and queries in more attractive and organized format. They display the graphics, titles, headers and footers. Then is starting Access 2010. So next is the steps to open Microsoft Access 2010. First step is click on Start button. Second step is click on All Programs. Third step is click on Microsoft Office. Last step is click on Microsoft Access 2010. By using these 4 steps, we can open Microsoft Access 2010. Next topic is creating a database using templates. So in MS Access, we can create a database by using 2 ways. First one is by using templates. So when we create a new database by using template, then the database include already created or pre-built tables and forms, and we can use these tables to fill our own data. So to create a database by using template, first step is we will start the access, and then we will click on sample templates. Then we will click on template. Here in this box we will type a name for the database, then we will click on create option. With this a new database will be created and it shows a new table. We can fill our own data in this table. Next topic is opening a database file. So in MS Access we can open a database file that we had already created. To open a database file, first step is click on the File tab, then click on the Open option. Or we can also use the shortcut key Ctrl+O. With this, a dialog box will appear on the screen. We can select the location where we had saved the file. Then click on the name of the file, then click on Open button. With this, a database file will be opened. Next topic is creating a blank database. As I already explained that in MS Access we can create a database by using two ways. First is by using template option and second is by using blank database. So we can create a new database from the scratch and the beginning and we can fill the data in it. To create a blank database, click on the blank database option. Here type the name for the database. Then by using this icon we can select the location where we want to store our database file. Then click on the create option. With this, a new database will be created and we can create new tables to add records. Next topic is understanding Access window. In this topic, I will explain various parts of Access window. So first is title bar. Title bar is at the top of the screen. It displays the name of the opened database. For example, here the name of the database is students. Second is File tab. File tab is here and it displays commands like open, new, print, save as, etc. Third is Quick Access toolbar. This is a quick access toolbar. It displays the buttons or options like save, undo or redo. Next part is ribbon. Ribbon is a group of related commands and it also shows the shortcut buttons or options for various commands. Then is a tabs. These are known as a tabs like home, create, external data, database tools. These are tabs. Next is groups. So groups are used to organize the control in a particular section or in a particular area. See, here are different groups. Then is a dialog box launcher. So dialog box launcher is here. It opens up particular dialogs box related to the group. Next is the object tab. This is the object tab and it helps us to access or use different database objects like tables, reports, forms, etc. Then is a navigation pane. This is a navigation pane and it displays the list of all the database objects like tables, queries, reports, forms, etc. Next is record selector. This is a record selector. Record selector display the current record number. For example, here the current record number is 1. So it display the current record number 1. And record selector also help us to move or navigate to other records. So as here the current record number is 1, but by using these controls we can also move or navigate to other records. Last is status bar. Here is a status bar. Status bar display the information about the current database object. Means the database object on which we are working. For example, here we are working on the students table. Then it display the information about the student tables here. Last topic is the navigation pane view. So as I already explained that navigation pane display the list of all the database objects, and it helps us to view and manage the different database objects. These database objects may be a tables or queries, reports and forms. Okay. In MS Access, we can display or hide the navigation pane. So, to display or hide the navigation pane, we can use F11 key. F11 is a toggle key. It means, suppose when we will press the F11 key, then it will display the navigation pane, and again if we will press the F11 key, it will hide the navigation pane. Next is update your knowledge. So, Microsoft Access is a database software that is a part of Microsoft Office suite, but it doesn't come with all the version of Microsoft Office, and if we particularly or specifically want to use Microsoft Access, then we can purchase the Microsoft Access. Next is, when we place our mouse pointer in any area or any portion of the Access database window, it will display a screen tip which describe or which display what that particular area is called. Next is popular database management system. In first columns, there are the name of different database softwares, and then is a developer company. In third column is the operating system on which we can use these database, and last column is computer type. It means on which type of computer we can use these database. So first is a Access. Access is developed by Microsoft Corporation, and it works on Windows operating system, and it can work on PC, personal computer, server or mobile devices. Next is a SQL Server. SQL Server is developed by Microsoft Corporation. It works on Windows, Linux and server operating system, and we can use SQL Server on a personal computer or server computer. Then is a MySQL. It is developed by Oracle Corporation. We can use MySQL on Windows operating system, Linux and Mac operating system. And it can work on personal computer and server. Then is a Oracle. Oracle is developed by Oracle Corporation, and we can use Oracle on Windows, Linux and Solaris operating system. It works on PC, server, mainframe and mobile devices. Then is a Essbase. Essbase is also developed by Oracle Corporation, and it works on Windows, Linux and Linux operating system, and we can use Essbase on the personal computer, server and different mobile devices. Then is a FileMaker. FileMaker is a database which is developed by FileMaker Incorporation. We can use it on a Windows and Mac operating system, and it can work on personal computer and server. Then is a Sybase. Sybase is developed by Sybase Incorporation, and it can be used on Windows and Unix operating system, and we can use it on a personal computer, server and mobile devices. Then is DB2. DB2 is developed by IBM company. The full form of IBM is International Business Machine. We can use it on a Windows, Unix and Linux operating system, and it can work on personal computer, server and mainframe computer. With this, our chapter is over.